Starting with the DAX here on this chart, we've got the 15,900. We've talked about this being the balance line of this particular pattern at the moment, and it's really sort of the resistance as well. It's not the center of the pattern, but I believe that, you know, when you don't know what a pattern is, it's probably a wave 4, as they say. So an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and an E wave pulling back to either the trend line or to the 61.8%, then wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here to give us wave 3, 4, and let's get a wave 5 in there. So in the meantime, you know, there's not going to be a lot of positive wave structure within this particular space here, you know. So we'll pick it up tomorrow, because even if we get, you know, once wave 1 is established, then we can look at wave 2. We do have a few small part positions in here with a stop here, so we're just going to leave that at the time. And once we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and the other thing is that once we've got 5 waves in this move here, right, then we'll look for the ABC correction in this particular space, and that will give us another layer of security in terms of managing the risk at that point, and we can look to put in a larger position on that B wave top there. So that's what we're excuse my technical drawing, but yeah, so we still need this to play out here. So we could end up here for another 2 sessions. Now, this is also this sideways movement here. I could probably not bunch it with the NASDAQ, because we know that, you know, a lot of money's going into the 5% yields or going into big quality stocks, and certainly big tech stocks, and we're seeing the NASDAQ push to the upside. But when we look at the S&P low volatility stock here, we can see that index rather, we can see a nice ABC pattern here. We could look at this as an A and a B and a C pattern here as well. We could look at it being bullish and completed at that point, and being bullish and all the rest of it. But the main point here is that we've been counting 5 waves up here for the S&P, for this particular S&P low volatility. This is the Johnson & Johnsons of the world, and we've got about another 1 or 2 sessions for this to finish off in this pullback as wave 2 here. We could look at it as an A wave as well. It doesn't really matter, but we should see that and that, you know. So that's kind of those stocks, you know. Yeah, just you have a look at Johnson & Johnson and those and the like. You'll see that sort of playing out there. And if we look at this on the hourly chart here, just for a moment, not to bore you to death, but basically wave 1 to the upside here with a little an A wave, then an A and a B and a C here for the B wave, and down for the C wave here. We've got 1 and 2, and this will be the third. Still need the 4th and the 5th there, so a bit of a bouncing around that number 1 there before we see a move to the upside there. So it's kind of what's going on with those markets congesting in that particular space, but I do believe there's another little move to the upside for this market. And when we look at the FTSE as well, it's in a wave 4 as well. So we can look at this here as very much like the Australian market, but the Australian market is even looking a bit more bearish at this point, wave 3 up here. We can look at it as an ABC pattern too, as we looked at yesterday, and we can count this down as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. But this is the 38.2% retracement level from wave 3 up here back to wave 4. And because I don't know, I haven't got a good grip on this particular pattern. So yeah, where's my little wave 4 here? So in one way or another, we could look at this is a wave 4. Now I've counted it down here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, and I can count 5 waves in here, but wave 4 is overlapping wave 1 there, so I could also look at it as an A and a B and a C wave here. I could look at it in other ways as well here. This little move to the upside here, I could look at it as wave 1 with an ABC for 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave here, an A and a B and a C for the 4th, and up for the 5th to make wave 1 here. I could put wave 2 over here for that. Do I have a wave 2? But the problem with putting a wave 2 here is that the move down here looks like it's in 5 waves here. So it's kind of like might need to wait for the come up to supply levels here perhaps or something, and then come down and then move up at that point, you know, as a wave 2. That could be something like that. You know, I would like to look to short it, but based on those 5 waves coming down, but it's not the best 5 waves. So yeah, I'm kind of like, you know, what is this going on here? So based on the NASDAQ, based on the DAX, I'll still run with a wave 4 here, but I'm looking at it in both ways. As I mentioned before, if we get a tested support with the classic trading level pattern on 7,800, then we're going to go long at that point. But we still need if that's the 800 across here, we still need the first high above the level. So we've got a way to go to get that, and then we can look for the ABC and all the rest of it, you know, the whole kit and caboodle setup here. But we don't have that just yet. You could buy off the low here because this is 5 waves down here. There's going to be some sort of rally here, and it's sitting on the 61.8%. But I'm not going to call the trade in here just yet for any of this. I want this as support at that point. Doesn't give us a lot to the upside, even if, you know, we do get a support here. It'll just take out the top here for that, you know, and give us that 5 waves up here, with the 3rd wave being the longest. So let's just see how it plays out. We're not going to call a trade in here at the moment. When it comes to the US dollar, this is the DXY here. This is the low here. We can look at the low as being wave 1 or wave B. If it's wave B, right, then we can just go 5 waves up here for wave C, for wave 2, and then we go down at that point. If it's wave B here, then, if it's wave 1 here, then I'll need to look at this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave for wave 2 up here. So I just need a bit more information on the euro dollar and the sterling. Not so much the sterling, but the euro dollar. So, but anyway, the short term is that this is trending to the upside. So where we are at the moment is blue 1, blue 2, and then blue 3, 4, 5 up here. So between blue 2 and blue 3, we've got 1 and 2, and then we've got green 3, 4, 5. So between 2 and 3 here, we've got 1 and 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the 3rd, the 4th and the 5th. So that's kind of where we are. So we should see that push up. While that pushes up there, that's going to place some pressure on the sterling and the euro dollar, of course. And yeah, so yeah, those other markets can continue down, really. Now, will they? This should be a pretty straight line here, but obviously the 200 here, the number 102 is important. 103 is more important. 3 is a stronger number than 2. Weird, I know, but just the way the cookie crumbles. And yeah, so anyway, point being is that is moving up. All right, so that means that the euro dollar here could be moving down. Now, that's the actual high here, so I've just put that there. We could even have wave 1 sitting over here as well for this as another high here, because of that B wave coming back to that story of this being a B wave here and wave 1 here. And that kind of based off where have I got those charts available here? Let me just check. Yeah, so the reason that this could be a wave B here, even though that the DXY here dropped down below this low here, so you could go wave 4 and wave 5 here, but when you have a look at the dollar yen or this Invesco dollar index fund here, from the low here we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. And then over here we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A, B, and C here for the B wave. This B wave didn't take out the low here, so it makes a good A wave and a good B wave, and we've just been chilling on this moving up here further, you know. So to have this as 5 of C of 2 up here, it should be, you know, it will sort of be in line. It would sort of line up with the commodities too, in a way, the copper and iron ore and a few other things that we're looking at, because everything's connected to a point, some more directly than others. So yeah, that can be a top in here at this particular point in time. So that's interesting at that point. So anyway, so we can have wave 1 over here or wave 1 over here for this. But the main point here is we should still be coming down further. This move as wave 1 here, if I count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, so I could count it as wave A, then a correction here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. So it's giving me a corrective move, you know, and I don't want to look at that as wave 1. I could put it as an A wave and then a B wave here, but this B wave looks like it's 5 waves, but it's not taking up the top there. You know, I would like to put that over here for that. So there's some issues here that are not resolved, but apart from that, we counted down here as 1 and 2 yesterday, and then 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. We had 4 here, and we're starting to, it's reluctantly wanting to, you know, edge on lower down here. There will be a strong bounce at 8. 8 is a stronger number than 9, and that will take us, I'll remove that now, and that will take us into group 2 here. So there'll be a lot of support in group 2. So even though I've got wave 5 here, you know, I can look at this as an A and a B and a C wave here. I could even look at it coming down even further than this as well, based on this. I suppose I could go wave 1 here with an A and a B and C wave here and look at this as overlapping in here and, you know, do a few things like that. But the main takeaway here is that this is likely to, let me just clean this up here. If I just take the natural pattern of this, it's likely to bounce off this, come back up, hit supply in here somewhere, and then move deeper into this area here. That's the most likely outcome for the euro dollar. When it comes to the cable here, yesterday we were here at wave A, and we've seen a bit of a drop here, for which we can put in as the ABC here for the B wave. So we've got the B wave here and the C wave here, but the problem with putting the C wave here, I'm still quite a way away from the 61.8% retracement level area through here. So I do sort of wonder if I should be putting wave C over here and this over here and this down here, and then putting this wave B over here for that, you know, and looking for another little move to the upside. I can see that this is reluctantly wanting to come down, but at the same time as well, what's actually happening here, the market has come down. 5 is the second strongest number. It's bounced off this. It's come through. It's given us ABC pattern, and that's giving its leg down again. So I'm kind of looking for the short. I don't want to put it here. I wouldn't mind putting it over here and bringing it up to here on this one, because when I look at this pattern here, the arrival, the reaction, the first low below the level, the ABC pattern. So if I'm looking at that in terms of you know, the classic trading levels pattern to the downside, the arrival, the reaction, the first low to the downside, the first low below the level, then the ABC pattern. So currently I'm just in here, right? So what I want is I want this leg here to finish, rally, and then we can put that position in here. We can even lift it up into here further. So this low here, right, is this low coming in here. Is it finished yet? Can we call that 1, 2 here, and 3 down here, and some sort of 4 and 5 to come down here further? So then once that low is in, you don't even need to count it, because basically when these 5 waves are finished, it's going to end up back above the 125, and then you can push that into there. Now when it goes up to the 125, it's going to react from there, and then it's going to have another push up on lower volume. So then we can move it up to there, and what we'll be looking for from this low to high here, we'll be looking for a rally to take us back, just shooting the breeze here really at the, you know, the 50-60% in here. Let's just give it a wide berth at that point. So for this possible wave 2 at this point, or an A wave and a B wave here and so on. So what we've got to be careful is we don't get caught in, because it never rallied back up here, we don't want to get caught in that situation that it can move up here, you know. So we need this to finish, give us that low, and then we can start from, we're starting from the bottom, we can go to here, we can go to here, and then we can go to here, you know. If that's 5 waves here, then we shouldn't be triggered at that point. So anyway, I'll leave that under there, and we'll keep working on that over the next session. But yeah, as I mentioned, there is pressure to the downside, and we do have a 3 wave pattern here now, you know, as a corrective move. So we should take out the low there. I'll leave it all at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.